All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the Seattle Seahawks. I am so close to just being bold and saying the Seattle Seahawks will win the NFC West next season. Then the schedules drop, and San Francisco is a top 5 easiest schedule. The Seattle Seahawks have the 10th hardest schedule in the NFL. Take it all with a grain of salt, but I still anticipate Seattle's going to be right there. They're going to be right there. I think this is a 10-win team next season. There is a tough chunk of that schedule, particularly in the later stage where you play San Francisco, then you go to Dallas, then you go to San Francisco, and then you come home and play Philadelphia. But that's by the end of the season. So hopefully Seattle is firing on all cylinders. When we take a look at Seattle in general, they improved vastly. Keep in mind, Seattle made the playoffs last year. They were winning at halftime against San Francisco with a healthy QB and a very healthy and red-hot football team. They were winning at halftime. Seattle was not supposed to be 9-8, and they were not supposed to be in the playoffs in general. So I really like what this squad has been pretty much building. And they had a great offseason, man, specifically on the defensive side, because when we take a look at statistics or even just the eye test, last year their defense in general, in total, ranked 26th overall, and they allowed the 25th most points in the league. Now, keep in mind, it was the first year under DC Clint Hurt. So next season is going to be improved, even if they had the same exact roster or a very similar roster. But they made a bunch of moves on the defensive side. Before we get any further into today's video, though, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let's try and get 250 likes on today's video. It's been 10 days since my last Seahawks video, and it cleared over 2,000 likes, which means I will be buying a Seattle Seahawks jersey. Not quite sure which player I'm going to go for. Leave a recommendation down below. But let's get back to that defense, all right? In general, this Seahawks team next season is probably only going to go as far as Geno Smith allows them, but comeback player of the year, he had a phenomenal season. All right, he threw for 30 touchdowns, which is extremely impressive in general. He only threw 11 interceptions. There was some ball security concerns or some turnover concerns, but for the most part, Geno Smith was as good as they come. He had a 69.8% completion percentage. He also threw for over 250 yards per game, and he led the Seahawks to a top 10 total scoring offense. So all of the moves that needed to be made were mainly on the defensive side. Obviously, we'll talk about JSN at the end of the video, but defensively specifically, they really only lost Cody Barton, or at least for key departures, they lost Cody Barton. Most Seahawks fans are not upset about that. So at that linebacker position, they bring back Bobby Wagner, OG veteran stud. You also bring in linebacker Devin Bush from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's a very high upside move, just like Julian Love. I think Julian Love is one of the best up-and-coming young safeties in the entire National Football League. And to just be honest with you guys, I really do think Jamal Adams, healthy Jamal Adams, I think he's going to feast. All right, I think he's going to feast. But I know, once they acquired Julian Love, it was like, all right, is Jamal Adams getting traded? Is he on his way out? Did they just get their replacement? What's going on here? But to be quite honest with you, I'm very excited about both Julian Love and Jamal Adams next season. And then on the defensive line, they made some moves, the big-time signing. And also, all of these moves are very uncharacteristic of Seattle, especially in most recent years. They made a big-time splash in acquiring Jermont Jones. This is a Pro Bowler, okay? It's a Pro Bowler. I seriously think Jermont Jones next season, in general, is going to have a phenomenal season. They also brought back Jerron Reed, former Seattle Seahawk player. I know Jermont Jones has only been in the league for 4 seasons. I'll play all 4 of them with Denver. 6.5 sacks last season. He had 10 quarterback hits. He had almost 10 tackles for loss. He's going to get to that QB. He's also going to help fill in that run. I immediately am thinking of that Las Vegas Raiders game where Josh Jacobs and the Raiders just ran right through Seattle. That's not going to be the case next season, and I'm just going to go ahead here and make a prediction. I do think Jermont Jones will make his first Pro Bowl next year. So defensively, in free agency, they did a phenomenal job. That right there is an A grade at minimum. And until we see these guys on the field, I do think it will rise to an A+. But that wasn't just it. Defensively, in the draft, right away, they pick up Devon Witherspoon. and he is going to fit in day one. This is going to be a several-time Pro Bowler. This is going to be a phenomenal long-term piece for this Seahawks defense. I am seriously so excited for Devon Witherspoon. This guy just, I mean, he screams star talent. He screams it. He has so much faith in himself, but it didn't end just there. They also picked up edge rusher Derek Hall, and while he might not be an immediate day one starter, he certainly will have an impact on this Seahawks team next season. And finally, in the draft, they picked up, first off, Zach Charbonnet. Love it. I know Seahawks fans love the draft pick as well. There's not many flaws with Zach. All right, he's gonna come in and fill in perfectly as that backup running back. Because keep in mind, they did lose Rashad Penny. However, he couldn't really stay healthy ever, which sucks because he's a good talent when he's healthy. But Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, that's going to be a great underrated running back duo for years to come. Keep up. I mean, Kenneth Walker's a rookie, or now he's going to be in his second season. He was a rookie. He almost won Rookie of the Year. He's a beast, man. And I like it because you don't want to give him 25 to 30 touches every game. Not that the Seahawks were necessarily doing that, but you want to keep those legs fresh. You want to keep him healthy for hopefully a deep playoff run. I'm anticipating, honestly, Seattle's going to get out of the first round. And then we get back to, well, it's going to come down to Geno Smith. It's going to come down to a couple of different things. Obviously, playoff football, we're a long ways away from that. And then you have JSN. Now, JSN is getting a lot of praise for great reasons. I truly believe, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it forever. I think if JSN played all of his last season with Ohio State, I do think he would have easily came before pick 20. Like, he would have probably been a borderline top 10 pick. Personally, I think he would have been a top 10 pick, more so towards the 10th rather than like the 5th. But JSN, he's a great slot player. And we've already heard head coach Pete Carroll say he sees Njigba as a big play guy who is going to see the ball a lot in Seattle's offense next season. We know Carroll has a great history in developing slot wide receivers, guys like Doug Baldwin, Percy Harvin, Golden Tate. Fun fact, I played 9 holes of golf with Golden Tate. The dude's a beast. I'm a big Notre Dame football fan, and that was like really cool, but that's, not here to flex. I love Golden Tate, and I know Seahawks fans love Golden Tate as well. But JSN offers Seattle dimensions. He offers them creativity and versatility to an already creative and versatile offense. But you could make the argument that the middle of the field is a hole or flaw, or maybe weakness is a better word to describe, and it kind of always has been for Seattle, and I mean more yards per catch. And that's why getting JSN at that slot position, it's really going to open up the middle of the field. It's going to help you with yards per carry, and that's a big factor in today's football offenses. So I take a look at Seattle, I take a look at their schedule, and I'm thinking, all right, you start off with Los Angeles, LA, and Arizona in your division. They're not going to be good. Just keep it a buck. Not going to be good football teams. But in your first 4 weeks, you're at home against LA. Then you go to Detroit. That's going to be a tough game. You come back home against Carolina with the rookie QB. They do have a good team, but I don't think they're quite there yet. And then you head on over to New York for Monday Night Football primetime television, which, by the way, Seattle right now has 3 of them. So shout out to that. You head over to New York, which is going to be a tough place to win, and then you get your bye week. So if Seattle's 3-1 post bye week heading into week 6, I'm thinking easily double digits right there. They're going to win some good games. They're going to win some close games. You got guys like Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. You play the NFC North, very difficult physical division, but I feel confident even with the schedule that Seattle's going to be a 10-win team next season. So Seahawks fans, NFL fans, let me know what you guys are thinking down below. Once again, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Seahawks fans, you guys are awesome, man. I don't even know how. I probably have like 1 or 2,000 liked videos, and I promised you in that video I would get a Seahawks jersey. So let me know who you guys think I should grab down below.